Welcome back. You're watching Visions. I'm Helen Roshkert and our guest today is Les Price. Welcome back, Les.
It's good to be here, Helen.
We were talking before the break about your mentors, and I believe you're a huge mentor for other people because a large part of your work involves reconnecting people with the greatness of their soul. So could you please share an experience of this with us?
Yes, certainly. Probably the best experience I can think of that was a client that I did some work with several years ago. And this gentleman was a business owner. He'd been successfully operating as a hairdresser and running a very successful business for 10 years. And I still remember the day that he walked in to our offices there and he sat down and you could almost see that his energy was just gone. He was just depleted. And as we started chatting to him, you soon found out that the passion really wasn't about hairdressing. But he'd always had this dream. It had been in him for a long time. He'd explored it partly, and that was actually to be an opera singer. And, as we did that work through the session, we used some of the tools that we used in the Spirited Warriors program that really helped people get rid of those barriers. And by the end of that session, the amazing thing is that he was standing up and he was sharing this amazing vision. And the vision was of him being on one of the most grand stages in Rome, at this opera house, and just singing, singing to his heart's content. And what would actually brought the magic to that scene was that he could actually see his family. He could see his wife, and at that time he had an unborn child. The child was still to be born, but he could see his daughter or son sitting there and connect, and he was singing for them, and they were crying. And he was there taking that bow at the end of that scene. And, in that moment, the interesting thing is that he started crying. And my business partner, myself, we were in tears. And I think that's the greatness of the soul. That's the soul singing. And we've all got this song to sing. It's an amazing song, and we're here to share it. And he tapped into that. He tapped into that essence and that energy and shared that. And we've all got that greatness within us. I think when we see that greatness, it's a reflection of who we really are, when we see any greatness. And I just, again, love working with that sort of energy, those sort of people, to help them see that within themselves.
And what a great vision you're giving people to step into this.
It is, because at the end of the day, their lives, I believe every life is priceless. The thing is, what price are we willing to pay to achieve and to follow that dream, to live that destiny that we were put on this planet for?
Or even the price when you don't pay, if you don't do it.
Exactly.
The loss.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's a priceless life, and now is the time to make the difference.
Yes.
This is a time in humanity, as we mentioned, there's a shift going on. It's the time for people to step up, to rise up, to find their light, and to really, truly shine.
And Les, recently you've launched an exciting new business community to develop, raise and empower visionary business leaders around the world. Tell us some more about this organisation and how people can connect with it.
Yes. Visionary Business Leaders International was quite a visionary venture, to be honest with you. Several months ago, I came across a gentleman who responded to one of my ads. And John contacted me, and as I chatted to him, we knew we had so much in common because we both loved business. We knew that business was a vehicle to raising leaders and to making a difference to humanity. And so we got together over coffee, and in that coffee time, this concept of visionary business leaders came up. So back in May, we organised a seminar with 7 speakers, and all spoke about not only being successful in business, but going beyond that, as in making a difference to humanity, making a difference to the world, and aligning that with what we're here to do. And that's where visionary business leaders came from. And I believe visionary business leaders is going to grow. We're planning an international organisation that's going to really uplift business owners, because business owners are in a unique place. They have the ability to make a significant difference, not to just one person, but to many, and to do it in an enlightened way where they build wealth, where they build fulfillment, and they make a difference, and they live a life of significance, not just success, but going beyond that to a whole new level.
What a wonderful vision, which goes to my next question. What is your vision for the world and humanity?
Yeah. Look, my personal vision has always been, I've had this calling within that I'd love to impact the lives of 1 million people around the world, business owners, individuals, people, to help them rise up and be truly spirited warriors, men and women who fulfill their dreams, live in their light, and, fulfill their destiny at the highest level. On a personal level with our businesses, we've planned a visionary business leaders forest. So we're going to be planting a forest, for every one of our members that joins up. We're going to be putting down trees to help with the carbon emissions and, global warming. Personally, being born in Africa, I've got an affinity to those children that are in Africa and Uganda that have suffered from AIDS and are homeless and orphaned. And so, one of the plans in my business is to put money to Watoto, who are the children over there that are building housing and infrastructure to help support those orphaned AIDS victims and children of war. And finally, the other one, it would be around micro entrepreneurship, which is going into countries like India and Asia and actually starting micro banks where we lend money to upcoming entrepreneurs and business people there, because that's going to be the key way that they're going to help others and they're going to build their communities. And I believe that's what our calling is, and that's the difference we want to make in a powerful way. And by doing that, helping people just rise up and shine, living in their light, fulfilling their soul calling, and really living a visionary life.
Tell us, Les, how can people find out more about you and the work that you do?
Okay, the first thing is they can actually just do an online search for Les Price, or they can actually search for Visionary Business Leaders.
Yes, and they can also access the Vision's website, which will have all of your information.
That's right.
Les, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the program.
Thank you for having me here, Helen. It's been wonderful.
And such a wonderful vision, not only for yourself and the people that you deal with, but the whole world.
Thank you.
It's been really inspirational. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
You have been watching Visioners. I'm Helen Roshgood, and our special guest today was Les Price. Thank you for your company. See you next week.